What's nice is all you have to do is click on the link. I sent it in the weekly update on Monday, and I'll send it out again. Click on the link, and then you'll be able to join from home and ask all of your FAFSA questions and get them answered from experts from the reps from InvestEd. If you have any questions about college applications, FAFSA, or scholarships, I do still have office hours Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. I have students that email me every day of the week, and we can always schedule an appointment if that time doesn't work for you. So just let me know, email me. Next slide, please. Scholarship opportunities. You may think that all the scholarships are done, but as you can see on this slide and the very next slide, I have a list of scholarships that are going to be due in just this next month alone. So there are going to still be more scholarship opportunities available to you that will go through probably the end of May, even into June. So definitely keep an eye out for all these scholarship opportunities. Check Naviance. When you get into your Naviance, scroll down to document resources and then select scholarship opportunities. There are still 1 or 2 scholarships out there that are just for North Central seniors. So again, that means you would only be competing against other North Central students for that particular scholarship. So again, please make sure you are checking for these scholarships because that's free money available to you. I do believe I had posted a couple weeks ago for one of our North Central only scholarships, we only had 2 students apply for it. So just think of the odds of getting that scholarship if you were one of those 2 that had turned in that application. So again, keep an eye out for these and apply for as many as you can because you never know which scholarships you might earn. 21st Century Scholars. So you had to have enrolled when you were in 7th or 8th grade. If you did enroll, chances are you've received an email or 2 from me. Please make sure to read those emails because we really, really want to make sure that you're getting your 21st Century Scholarship. Remember, you do have to have a minimum of a 2.5 GPA, and you do have to complete your 12 Scholar Success activities. You can see here on the screen that there are just 3 each year. There are 3 videos that have to be completed. They only take about 10 minutes each to complete. If you were at North Central since your freshman year of high school, you completed a graduation plan with your counselor in the fall of your freshman year on paper. So that would be another one of your activities that you can complete. And we just talked about scholarships. That would qualify for checking off the search for scholarships box. They took away the SAT and ACT component for this year seniors just because of the pandemic. So that's another one checked off for you. If you're not able to get on campus for a college visit, you can do a virtual one that will also get that box checked off for you. So right there, I just went over 4 or 5 activities that we can get checked off. So it'll only take a couple minutes to complete, but we really need you to log in and complete those activities. If you want to get to your Scholar Track website, you can actually scan the QR code on the screen. And what's nice here, just like the FAFSA, is you can do these activities from your phone. And again, they'll only take a couple minutes. If you have questions, feel free to email me. I can put it in the chat later this evening. The Ncac Virtual College Fair. So just as I mentioned, for 21st Century Scholars, visiting with colleges, talking with reps, that's important. So not only for 21st Century Scholars is it important, but we still want all of the rest of the seniors to be attending these fairs as well, because you may not have made your decision yet of where you want to go for college, and attending these virtual fairs and talking with these reps may help you solidify your decision. So there is a fair coming up this weekend, March 21st. I believe that's a weekend. And you can actually select which reps you want to talk with. And I know I was looking this morning, there are over 1,500 different presentations that will be live on March 21st. So again, if you haven't made up your mind yet, maybe this would be a really great opportunity to just get some more information before making your final decision. And the graduation survey. So this is very, very important. We really need to know what your plan is for after high school. So that's military, apprenticeship and trade programs, the workforce, college. We want to know whatever that plan is, we need it. The QR code on the screen will take you exactly to the graduation survey, and it will only take you about 2 minutes to complete. We also want to know all of the scholarships that you've been awarded. So even if you've decided that you're going to go to IUPUI, say you applied to 3 other schools and you were offered scholarships from those 3 other schools, we still want to know those scholarships as well. we use that scholarship information that you turn into us to help complete some of the commencement program. So we really want to make sure we're getting all of your awards in there. So be sure to submit that as soon as possible. And again, that QR code will take you straight to the graduation survey, and it only takes a couple minutes to complete.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I just want to take a few minutes to talk about the Asvab. One of the opportunities that the class of 2021 has is to complete graduation pathways instead of passing I-STEP. So we will have the results of I-STEP, excuse me, in a couple of weeks. So we wanted to give our students an opportunity also, regardless, if you pass I-STEP, you don't have to worry about Asvab. If you do not, then you have the opportunity still to meet graduation pathways by meeting a certain benchmark on the Asvab. So some of you will be taking this assessment. It is this Thursday we're going to give the test, Thursday, March 18th. The Asvab is a multiple choice assessment. It measures, there are several different components, and it measures your aptitude in several of these measures. Now, one of the things that it also does, it is a career assessment. So it will tell you which area, which occupation you might be best suited for. So it's we get a bonus because either you're going to meet this benchmark, and it's also going to help us identify perhaps a potential occupation for you. So we'll have the results for the Asvab back in probably 3 or 4 weeks. And so it's going to give us some good information. It's going to help you satisfy graduation pathways and perhaps give you some good career information. So if you have questions about that, feel free to put them in the chat.
Hello. Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? My name is Sherman Flukas. I'm going to be talking to you a bit about the attendance. It's expected to be in school at all times. Make sure that you are actually on time when you arrive to school. In the event that you are absent, parents, please make sure that you call the number to make sure you let people know and you give the reason for your absence. All calls need to be made between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 a.m. Anything that's after 3 p.m. Or the following day, it may result in an unexcused absence. So please make sure that you are very prompt and you're thorough about making sure that you get those calls in. Any unexcused absences are granted for reasons stated by the Indiana Attendance Status and School Board Policy. You want to make sure that if you have any type of serious illnesses, immediate members of the family, or death of immediate member of the families, you want to make sure that the students receive at least 2 days to make up for the work each day of any type of unexcused absence. You also want to make sure that you're very aware that you have any type of prearranged absences that they're kind of discouraged during the time of 9 weeks and semester exams. So any type of situation or circumstances, I know that life happens, and when life happens, it's kind of out of your control, but the things that are actually in your control, please and make sure that during the 9 weeks and the semester exams, your student is actually in the building and they actually are taking it or doing a virtual academy, whichever one comes in. Unexcused absences, or as X mentioned, missing the school bus, ride to school, or car trouble is unexcused. Vacations, trips with family have not been prearranged at least 3 days prior to the absence. So you want to make sure you give yourself a 72-hour window to make sure that you do not have any type of unexcused absence because of that. Absences not called in by 10 a.m. The morning of absence explained in writing, signed by the parent or the legal guardian. Parents or students responsible for any loss of achievements that might occur as a result of unexcused absence from the school or class. Please take note that no credit will be given to any type of makeup work or test missed in the case of truancy. All right, so we want to make sure that we're on top of things. Makeup work and tests are completed by the date set by the teacher, as well as 75% of the credit will be earned if you are unexcused. You will not receive 100%, you will receive 75%. So you want to make sure that your student and you students are actually aware of that. Next slide, please. Excessive absences, which basically is labeled as anything that is frequent or prolonged absence in violation of compulsory school attendance status. All right, so excessive absences, whether excused or unexcused, will result in a failure or withdrawal from school. Now, you may look that North Central School defines excessive absence as 12 absences per semester, excused and or unexcused from school. All right, from any individual class. However, if a student reaches nine absences, parents, you want to make sure the student administrator conference call will be held to discuss the absences. So you want to make sure that you are able to speak to the administrator if you have 9 absences. If no valid extenuating circumstances are found, the student grade for the course in the question may convert to a WF, which basically is a withdrawal from school. If the absence are all day absent from school, due process expulsion from school may be initiated. Please take note that any absence from school are counted as periods missed. 1 through 3 class periods missed counts as a half-day absence. 4 through 7 class periods missed counts as a full day of absence from school. Once again, if you're a student who are absent from any reason, expected to obtain assignments from the teacher, website, Canvas, or the homework hotline. As you can see, the number is provided there. So you want to make sure that if you're a student, that you are actually on top of your own type of education. It's not your parents' responsibility, but it's your responsibility to be able to get your own education. Next slide, please. It's important, very, very important that we go by these 3 E's. The 3 E's to enroll, all right? Your responsibility is to make sure that you enroll. So you want to make sure that you seniors, you're either going to have a 2-year junior college or you're going to be enrolled in a 4-year college, all right? You want to make sure that you have any type of military. If you're going to be going to the military, you want to make sure that you have all your Asvab tests in. You want to make sure that you call in your recruiters. You want to make sure that we're going to have an Asvab testing that's going to be coming up here in the next week. You want to make sure you're there. Or if you're not going to be going to the military, or you're not going to be going to a 2 or 4-year college, you want to make sure that you set yourself up for success by putting in your job applications, and you're making sure that you want to be able to get some proper hours and you have livable wages. We want to make sure that we are in the school building or you're doing your virtual academy every single day. We do not want to miss any type of classes. We do not want to miss any type of classes. We want to make sure that we're utilizing our resources. If you feel like that you're struggling in a certain type of class, you want to make sure that you schedule appointments with your teachers. You want to make sure you schedule appointments in the learning center. You want to make sure that you actually are able to keep time spaced out. So if you need any type of additional support, then you won't be able to work. You won't be consumed. Talk to your counselor, social workers, anything of that sort of nature. You want to make sure you study and get scheduled for your SATs and ACTs. Once again, that is very important. But I understand that a lot of the SATs and the SATs are actually going to be waived. So you just want to make sure that everything is still taken care of on that end as well, just to give yourself a double check. For your seniors going to college, junior college or 4-year college, you want to remember that the second semester is very, very important, that you are actually in the school building, that you are actually making sure you're staying on top of things. Colleges do come back and request your second semester. So you want to make sure that you keep your eyes on the priority of making sure you're staying focused and you're not deviating from the mission of finishing strong, all right? Now, we know the spring break is going to be coming up, and we know there's going to be a lot of things going on around the country. I know a lot of people are going to be traveling, but you still want to make sure that if you have any type of late assignments, if you have anything that may be past due, you want to make sure that you have any type of test that may be coming up. You want to make sure you study. You want to complete all your assignments, take opportunity in your spring break to create a schedule for your Q4 to keep everything in alignment. If you have a job, you want to make sure that you are able to talk to your boss and your manager to make sure that you're not working overtime. And you want to make sure that you're using your time wisely over this spring break and not just sleeping in to 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening.
Good evening, students and families. My name is Mrs. Collins, and I am the Dean of Students over our 12th grade students. So I cannot explain attendance enough. Mr. Flukas did a wonderful job, but we wanted to just take this evening to go over some of the expectations that we have for our students as we transition into 4 days in person for our in-person students. So again, attendance, extremely important. Like Mr. Flukas stated, students do need to attend every class each day, whether they are virtual or in person. This will determine the outcome of you passing your class. So please make sure that you are in attendance every single day. Masks for students who are coming inside of the building need to be worn at all times. Make sure that they are properly covering your nose and mouth at all times. You're in class, you're walking the hallways, your mask needs to be on. Social distancing, make sure that you maintain space between staff and students. We do have markers in the hallway. Please make sure that you are following those. And also in the lunch line in the cafeteria, make sure that you are properly distancing yourself from other people. And there will be no congregating among students in the hallways or at any location in the building. So please make sure during passing period, you are on the go, getting to and from class in a timely manner, and you are not stopping and talking and chatting with friends. For lunch, if you are in person right now, your seat is going to change next week. So please make sure that you locate one of the adults who is in your lunch period, or you look on the walls for one of the posters where your lunch period is, so that you can find out what seat that you're going to sit in. Students must report to their assigned desk each day for lunch. You are not allowed to walk the building. You are not allowed to be out in the atrium amongst friends and adults. You have to go to the cafeteria or to the library to sit in your assigned seat for your lunch period. Whether or not you're eating, it's up to you, but please make sure that you go to your assigned seat. For dress code, there are so many different things that students are allowed to wear and not allowed to wear. So please refer to your handbook, pages 110 through 111. Make sure that you review that, especially as it's getting warmer outside. We want to make sure that we are properly clothed in the building at all times. Also too, as I said earlier, be timely. Make sure that you are on time for your classes if you are coming inside of the building, or even if you're virtual. Please make sure that you are on time. You have enough time to get to and from your classes. Tardies will count coming up. And we know that we've been very lenient thus far, but tardies will count soon. So please make sure that you are on time to all of your classes. And I just wanted to make sure that I put this on the slide: be respectful, be responsible, and be safe at all times, because if you're doing that, you are always doing the right thing.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jolie Gurton. I'm one of the senior counselors. I just want to make sure that each senior completes the commencement participation form that lets us know who is going to be participating in the ceremony and helps us plan. You can access the form from the North Central website. If you go to the main page, up in the right-hand corner, there's something that says Senior Corner. Click on that, and the link is there. We would like it to be completed by Friday, March 26th. So please tell friends, anyone who's not here, that we do need each senior to fill out that form for us. We also need students to order their caps and gowns. It's an exciting time. Herff Jones is waiting for those orders. If you see the website at the bottom of the page, that's the easiest way to do it, is to do it online. We can place those orders up until April 1st. And then after that date, there will be a late fee assessed. So go ahead and get those orders in before April 1st so you can avoid that late fee. Again, there's information posted on the Senior Corner on the North Central website about caps and gowns as well. Finally, we are so excited to celebrate with the class of 2021, and we want to make sure that you have that commencement date marked. Wednesday, May 26th is the big day. We are still finalizing details as more information comes in, and we will give that information to you as soon as possible. We want to make sure that you have that date saved to celebrate. We are very excited.
Our next senior webinar will be in April. It's going to be April 12th. And that webinar is going to provide information on apprenticeships, different trades, post-secondary planning will continue. And just so you know, we will be having guest speakers that evening. So it'll be a fantastic opportunity to hear from the experts about different kinds of jobs, trades, apprenticeships, certificate programs that may be of interest to you. At this time, we encourage you to put your questions in the queue, and we will answer those. This will conclude our program for this evening. We appreciate your attendance very, very much, and we hope that you have a good evening. Please continue to put your questions in. We'll get those answered right away. and be safe. Have a great evening. Thank you for attending.